Hello everybody, it is me again for the second time today. I thought I might as well do a Facebook Live for my Reflect and Refocus contribution for tonight in terms of today's theme day. And I just thought it was easier. Plus also what happened this morning with my videoing, my interview with Maylin, was actually something that I actually think was a good thing to talk about tonight in Reflect and Refocus for me as part of my posting. So you may or may not have seen in the video of our interview from this morning, unfortunately it's sideways. It sort of looks like this. And that was not the intention, of course. So what had happened was that I was in landscape mode, so horizontal, but Maylin was in portrait mode, so vertical. And unbeknownst to me, we have to both be in the same orientation, so either both horizontal or both vertical, in order for the camera to work okay. So unfortunately my camera got really confused, and as I said, or as you can see, decided it was going to be sideways. So it's probably a bit both ways. So apologies again to Maylin and to all of you that it will actually make reviewing it probably pretty uncomfortable. So I have had some brief communication with Maylin later today, and she has kindly, very graciously agreed for me to interview her again so that we can be the right way up this time. And we're going to do it sometime over the weekend, possibly Sunday. I've got to just confirm that with her, and I'll put that in the group again. So there will be a take two. We'll be talking about more of the same sort of thing, so there's no need to to watch the recording from this morning in that sideways position unless you want to. So that leads me, as I said, to my reflect and refocus. And it's interesting because when I realised that it happened, and I didn't know, of course, that was what was going to happen while we were actually filming, because on my camera it looked perfectly fine, or else obviously I would have known and I would have restarted or done something about it. So I didn't realise until it had actually ended, and I panicked and thought, oh my God, I can't believe this has happened. Why is this gone like this? So I was confused. That was definitely one of my my thoughts and emotions. And then, of course, I could actually, or I shouldn't say of course, but then I panicked and thought, oh my God, what must that look like? Oh, wow. Here was I last night actually putting out a post asking all of you if you want to be interviewed by me. And then the very next day I'm interviewing somebody and it's not the right way up. And I'm thinking my perfectionist actually started to come out. I actually call myself a recovering perfectionist. I've definitely had it really strongly in the past. And that's a lot of childhood stuff and self-acceptance, etc. And I've done a lot of work on it. But it was interesting for me, and this is the reflection, that in a state of panic, being in front of all of you, in terms of, you can all see if you look at it, that the video is around the wrong way. I thought, oh, I'm going to be judged and I didn't get it perfect, and why did I do that? Why couldn't I not have done that sort of thing? And I had to actually really stop myself and actually say, you know what, shit happens, and in the scheme of things it's not really that important. Luckily, we're able to, and as I said, Maylin's very graciously agreed to refilm for me to re-interview her. If you want to not look at the camera but listen to the audio with the recording that's been done this morning, you can do that. And I didn't know that we both had to be in the same orientation. So I've learnt something now. And when it's like that, to the point where it's reasonably public for me, then of course I'm going to remember that going forward. Well and truly, it's like, oh, are we both in the same orientation in terms of, as I've said, either landscape or portrait? And yeah, this is a learning game for us all. I've learned a lot about videoing and Facebook living and that sort of thing, but I certainly don't know it all. And uh, that's it's learning happens. This is my, as I said, my reflection. Learning often happens with the mistakes that we make, and it's how we manage them. It's how we view them. When I could see myself starting to metaphorically beat myself up, I just thought, no, 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 I've got to let that go. I've got to let that go. So I actually stopped what I was doing and switched to something that was more pleasurable and put it out of my mind, and um, also thought, yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And the other thing also that I did do though was, and I put it in the comments underneath the video, was to contact Jenny DeLacy, who some of you I know her, and she's an expert on videoing, and she was the one who actually was able to let me know that we both have to be in the same orientation to be doing the videoing. So that is a reflection, and it is something that I can give you as a bit of advice. And also, Jenny has kindly suggested for more explanation. She has a great blog on her website around the basics for Facebook Living. So I'm going to actually put a link below here in the comments. Any of you who are interested in learning more about Facebook Live, then I really encourage you to have a read of her blog, because it's a really great one, and she's got a lot of comments on the blog, which is an indication of how well it's been received. So I encourage you, as I said, if you want to learn more about Facebook Live, to actually have a look at that. And so I actually felt better after Jenny had told me that, because it's like, actually, I didn't know that. So that's something, as I said, I've learned. And had I known that, then I would have would have probably stopped the video and either had both of us go in portrait mode or both in landscape. So you live and learn. As I said, shit happens. And the refocusing for me for next week is, being aware that, things don't always go the way that we want them to in the moment. We can't control everything, and of course that's what a perfectionist tends to do. So it's been good for me to have this experience to really appreciate how being in the flow is just so much more comfortable, and being perfectly imperfect and being okay with that. So that's definitely something that I'm going to be taking forward. I'm learning this game as we all are. And that's okay. We are at the point of our journeys where we're at. And thank you all for being supportive with regards to that. I would still really, really encourage you to pop your hands up, and some of you have, and I'm really pleased, and I'll get back to you in the next couple of days, to be interviewed by me. You're going to be assured you won't come up sideways, and it's a great experience if you haven't done it. And it is, lots of benefits, as I put in the post last night. So with that, I will bid you a really lovely weekend. As I said, Maylin and I will be redoing the interview, and I will post about the details of exactly when that will be. And thanks again, Maylin, for your generosity with that. So as I said, I wish you all a lovely weekend. See you later. Bye for now.